I'm Pastor Jay. I was watching a movie the other day. It was Dr. Dolittle. Now, he kept getting called to the ER because of one lady. She kept eating shellfish even though she was allergic to them. You know, like shrimp or crab or whatever. And every time he went in there, he'd ask her, why are you doing this? You know you're allergic to them. And she said, she'd make excuses. Well, I took it out of the shell. This is how sin is to us. Just like her swelling up and couldn't hardly see, it was this whole thing of, just like sin, there is consequences to our actions. James chapter 4 verse 17 says, therefore, to know to do good and don't do it is sin. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 11 says, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. In other words, stay away from them. Leave them. Don't hang around with people that you know are going to be sinning. Or because you, as Jesus said, a little leaven corrupts the whole lump. In other words, a little bit of sin goes a long way, and it hurts you, and it's putting darkness into your life that you don't need to be there. Just like this woman, it might not swell up or nothing like that, but there is a consequence that's even worse. You know, in 1 Timothy verse 9, or chapter 1 verse 9 to 11, it says, knowing this, that the law was not made for a righteous man, but for those who are lawless and disobedient, for the ungodly and for the sinner, for the unholy and profane, for murderers of fathers and murderers of mothers, for manslayers, in other words, people who kill, for whoremongers, those who are doing things that, you know, like sleeping around, not being married to somebody and sleeping around. That's what it means. Them that defile themselves with mankind. I'm sorry, but that is homosexuality, and it is a sin. Romans chapter 1. For men stealers, slavery. You know, for taking people, and you know, slavery is a bad thing, and it's a big deal here in the world. You know, sex trafficking and all that. Liars, for perjury of people, contrary to sound doctrine, according to the gospel, glorious gospel of the blessed God, who was committed to my trust. There's a lot in the Bible that tells you these people will not inherit the kingdom of heaven. If you call yourself a Christian, if you take Christ in your heart, we have to obey by God's laws and God's rules. He's got 10 commandments. We need to be upholding them. He's got rules. We should be walking daily by His footsteps.